have an opportunity to either tie or go up in the game, we always feel very confident in not only him but just the whole offense. I mean, a lot of guys stepped up, made plays tonight, and it's something that we see, and those guys practice every single week, the 2-minute drill, and great to see them be able to drive down the field and get a score.
So how does it feel? What does it mean for you to be at the top of the list in the NFL, tying the sack record?
I mean, it's definitely a cool feeling. Like I said, I don't know if any of it's really hit me. It's not just myself. There's so many great players and coaches and schemes and a lot of selfless guys in that locker room that allow me to make plays. So it's not, that record isn't just mine.
How much interaction you had with Ben during the game, but was his demeanor different at all today, knowing that, reflective that it was on the line? And
I don't know. Everybody's so involved in the game, you don't really have time to talk about stuff like that. I'm just kind of playing football.
TJ, when did you find out they took that sack away from you?
I'd say in the second half at some point, someone told me.
How aware were you throughout the game of the outcome of the Colts-Jaguars game?
I mean, they played it on the screen a lot in there, so it was pretty hard not to be aware of it. And things were going in the right direction. We just knew we had to stay the course and play some good football in order to give ourselves a chance to make sure that game mattered.
TJ, when you think of the arc of this season, the ups, the downs, the everything, what is the statement on this team that you are here still standing?
We still have a pulse if you give us a chance. If you get us into the dance, anything can happen, and that's kind of where we're at right now. So hungrier than ever, want to continue to keep playing football, want to continue to make plays, and a lot of guys in there trying to get into the facility as soon as they can tomorrow to watch the film from today and move forward.
TJ, after the couple of big runs that Xavier Murray had, what was the key for you guys to start slamming the door on them for the running game?
Yeah, it's always difficult. Saw they got the one big run. You knew they were going to start to attack it some more, and that's just something that we have to do a better job of stopping the bleeding sooner. But we were able to do it towards the end of the game there, and that's big time. It speaks volumes to not only the adjustments that the coaches were making. All right. Not only the adjustments that the coaches were making, but also the guys stepping up, and it's all about understanding that they could be more balanced in situations like that. Yeah, he's always kicks me out of everything. So.
All right, thanks everybody.
All right, give him half a sack. Yeah. All right, we'll just open it up for Ben.
And you've had obviously a lot of fourth quarter comebacks in your career. I'm not asking you to rank them here, but how good did this one feel?
That's pretty special. Do you expect anything different in this rivalry at this place? And it's special. I mean, anytime you can come to this place and get a win, people always ask me where's my least favorite place to play, and it's always Baltimore. And it's for a couple reasons. One, because of how good the team usually is in the defense. This place is always crazy loud, and the fans are ruthless, which I think is that's a compliment, to this place and how hard it is to play here. So it's pretty special to get the win.
Ben, how did you guys? You've been doing it all year. You struggle, but when you have to, you make the plays. How you did it again today?
We just like to stress people out early. All you guys and all our fans at home. I have no idea. I think it shows something about this team, though, that you can continue to fight and never give up. And you guys have asked me a million times, those of you that are in Pittsburgh, why? What's the issue? I don't know, but it'd be nice to figure it out now.
And on the winning drive, third down, and then the fourth down to Ray. Can you just talk about the plays? One was the Freiermuth on the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great catch by Pat. And then coming back on the fourth down, we went to the sideline, and Pat was kind of saying, hey, we actually called a play for him to break out. And he kept telling us, hey, they're playing out, they're playing the out. So I said, hey, listen, on this play, instead of breaking out, break in. Let's see what happens. And they give us the worst look. I mean, if he'd have broke out, it would have been good. And Ray was coming right behind him. And as I stepped up, Big Calais was right there to bat. He reminded me how close he was to batting it down too. But Ray reached down and caught it, and I just think that to me it's so special. I mean, earlier in that drive, Ray had I hate to call it a drop, but it's to come back like that, to make a play. I mean, he came in this locker room and guys were hugging him, and I love giving a guy an opportunity like that, and for Ray to make that play to give us a chance to win it is special.
How about the one? How did Deontay get so wide open coming across? That was a third down play too.
Was that the one on our sideline? We called a return route. You know, he'd been running that quick shallow route, and I've said, till I'm blue in the face, Deontay in and out of breaks is unguardable, and he put his foot in the ground and returned right out of there. And I had tunnel vision. I had a pretty good idea I was going there the whole time.
Ben, you knew this could be your last game. I'm sure maybe at points during the game, think about that, and now it's not your last game. How's that?
You know, it was crazy because my dad actually texted me last night, and asked how I was doing. I said, fine. It didn't feel, for whatever reason, it didn't feel like, okay, this is it. I think last week was so much more emotional. It took it all out, and it just made me feel like, let's go play. So it never, at no point during this game did I think, man, this is it. It's almost over. It just didn't feel like that, and I'm glad I didn't have those feelings.
Is the family here today?
No, just some friends.
Ben, could you just describe what does this rivalry between the Steelers and Ravens mean to you personally?
Oh, I told a lot of those guys I am not going to miss playing them. This game is against them specifically. Football is already a very violent game, but playing these guys has always been one where you wake up on Monday morning or whatever the next day is and you're hurting, and it's never dirty. It's just good old-fashioned football. And someone on the sideline asked me if this is how these games always go, and I could only think of one or two times where it wasn't something like this. And in all the games that I've played against these guys, I'm so thankful for this rivalry and thankful for the games and the players that I've gotten to play against in this rivalry, and just proud that we were able to get it today.
Ben, you mentioned the Freiermuth coming back and making a play. You mentioned, or we heard from Mike Tomlin talking about Freiermuth kind of making a mistake and coming back making a play. Najee fighting through his injury. What does it say about these young guys and what they were able to do today?
Guys are resilient. Guys fight, and that's what makes this team special. We talk about what's wrong with us early in games, and I don't have answers, but the fact that guys are fighting all the way to the end and making plays for us at the end, it's just awesome. The NFL needs to give T.J. Watt a half a sack.
Two more for Ben. Two more.
You've been in some joyous celebratory locker rooms. Where does this one rank? I mean, because of what you guys overcame and pulled it up.
Yeah, I mean it's up there. There's a lot of, and I think part of it is because it was so many people got involved. So many people helped make this happen. Offense, defense, Boz. I mean, there was never a doubt Boz was going to make that. I mean, no offense to the guy on the other side, he's pretty darn good too, but I think our guy's pretty good. And so, this is a group that we just wanted to try and get in, and hopefully the NFL gives T.J. Watt a half a sack.
All right, final one.
Ben, you said before the game that because you're human, you're going to be peeking at the scoreboard of Colts Jags. How much were you aware of that game during your game, and how will you watch the Sunday night game tonight?
Well, it was hard not to be aware considering Baltimore loved to keep playing. I think they did a little gamesmanship, same thing as having Suggs back. But, it is what it is. We knew we had to take care of our business first and foremost, and it took extra time, but we found a way to do it. And like I said, I just hope the NFL gives T.J. Watt a half a sack.
All right, on that.
Hello, hello.
Chris, you've played in enough of these Ravens Steelers games to know that typically they come down to a field goal. You go into a game like this knowing this is probably going to come down to a field goal.
No, I don't really spend too much time on that. Whatever happens in the game. I'm not going to try to, look to the future or try to predict what's going to happen. I mean, if they need a kick, they need a kick, and if we don't, then I'm fine with that too, as long as we get a win.
Chris, knowing what was at stake, of course, and fighting back, what was it like for you to, after all you guys been through, for you to send him into the playoffs?
I'm just happy, for Ben. If this is his last year, we're sending him to the playoffs, and this team deserves it, and we've been battling our asses off, and I'm just here to do my job and kick it through the pipes, and I was fortunate enough to do that tonight.
How much was that in the back of your mind, Jay, knowing that this could be Ben's final game with you guys having a chance to extend the season?
It's a lot of talk, from outside looking in. But we came here to win the game, and, whatever happened after that, whatever the chips fell in what order, really wasn't on my mind the entire day, the entire game. And, it's cool to look back and kind of have that importance now, but it's not something I ever think about during a game or leading up to a game.
What were the conditions out there like? I noticed Cook and Tucker really good over the turf before this game.
Yeah, conditions were great. It rained, wet, soggy field. Baltimore has a beautiful field here, and, that's really all about it.
What was your range, on that fourth down? Could you have been sent out for that really long kick? Or
I could have been sent out for sure. It's just whether it goes in or not, it just kind of depends on the kick. I'm not going to sit here and say I had it, 100%. I would have given my best shot, and whatever happened. So,
Are they talking to you, asking you at that point, Tomlin?
No, that's kind of, their decision, and as soon as they yell field goal, I'm out on the field, and if not, just stay right on the sideline.
Chris, we often ask quarterbacks, even though they don't face the other quarterback, what do you think about a matchup? When you're facing one of the best kickers in the game, do you think about that?
He's for sure the greatest kicker of all time. I love playing him, and Tomlin loves, leading up to this week. It's kind of, we know his range. As soon as you get across the 50, you're in his range. It's just always fun to compete against him and, kind of not really compare yourself because we'll never have the same field goals. We'll never have the same, attempts or anything. But, it's always a good, I guess, just playing against one of the greatest of all time and just seeing where you stack up against that.
Chris, from your viewpoint, what's allowed this team to come back from 1-3 early in the season and then win 3-4 here at the end?
No, it's awesome. And that just shows, the grit and the grind of this team and, young guys figuring it out. And we're just going to, keep playing to that last whistle, which is what we did tonight or today.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody. We got Pat coming in.
Hey, Pat, that third down conversion, Ben said what a great catch it was. How good was the throw?
Oh, it was a perfect throw. It needed where it needed to be, and it was easy for me to make the catch with a throw like that. So all credit to him.
After one before you didn't get the first down, were you beating yourself up a little bit?
Oh, for sure. It's for sure. Kind of had flashbacks to the Lions game, but it's a learning process for me, and I think having the opportunity to bounce back on that third down, like having the coaches and Ben still trust me after coming short up on that third down the first time, getting that third down conversion, it was big in overtime, and I just got to keep growing and learning from that.
You mentioned Ben's trust. What does it say that he was looking for you as much as he was towards the end, and you were able to help give this team as much as they could to be in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah, it means a lot, obviously, coming in, just kind of feeling that relationship, in OTAs early on in the season, stuff like that. And, I think it all paid off to this moment in that big-time critical situation. And, credit to him for throwing the ball where it needed to be. And, credit to the coaches and them for putting me in that situation to make that play.
Anything, either the fourth quarter drive or the overtime drives in the huddle, was there any more words of wisdom than usual or anything? Or?
Just business as usual. He just does his thing, calls the plays, and it's just business.
Is he the same in those situations, Pat, as he is in the first quarter?
Yeah, Ben's very even keel throughout the game, and obviously he's going to fire us up at certain points, but he's pretty even keel, and it makes us calm down and not get too high, get too low.
Yeah, Pat, how about the emotions for you, though, in that situation, knowing Jacksonville won, you guys need to score? Give us an idea.
Yeah, I was just focused on the game. I didn't really care about the outside noise or if Jacksonville won and all that kind of stuff. I was just trying to make my play and make that catch in that moment.
Thanks, guys. Cam Heyward's up next.
Cam, you've been in some joyous locker rooms. What's the feeling in there after what you guys came back from?
Man, just, I think we're all excited. 3 weeks ago, or was it 3 or 2 weeks when we played Kansas City last?
2 weeks.
Yeah, damn. But, to see the difference in that locker room, it was, you hear a pin drop that week after that game. And guys are excited. Guys have worked their tails off. It hasn't been perfect, but, man, we have grinded out these wins, and, man, we're just hungry. Just give us a shot.
What were the emotions or mindset for you guys going into that overtime period, knowing that Jacksonville had won and you guys had an opportunity to stay alive?
I don't think we really cared what Jacksonville did at the time. You know, we were too locked in on the AFC North battle out there. You know, they got the ball first. As a defense, you say, all right, you know, let's get off the field because that's their shot. You know, we eventually got off. Did we trade back and forth and then we got the score? But I can't even remember. I'm all over the place. But, man, it was a team effort. Everybody contributed to this. Like I said, it wasn't perfect, but guys just kept battling and, you know, some key plays down the stretch that really got us.
Yeah, when you see what Ben did in the fourth quarter with that drive, it looks like it's going to win the game, and then he does it again in overtime. You get to send him to the playoffs. It's not his final. It wasn't his final game. And that's how special that is. Yeah.
I told him, you know, the Cleveland game, we got one more. Let's see what we can do. You know, I know Ben was like, all right, but, you know, just give him a shot. You know, every time we're in a game like that and it comes down to, you know, last drive, you know, we got 7 as a quarterback, and we feel like if we give him a shot, he's gonna produce.
Have you seemed as happy for TJ for getting the record as maybe he did? Is that kind of a team thing, a record like that?
Yeah, man, I couldn't be more excited for that dude. You know, I knew he was a little bit nervous starting the game, but, you know, we as a team, you just want to see a guy succeed. You know, I'm sure TJ's going to tell you he couldn't do that, break that sack record without a bunch of other guys helping. Wormley, Loudermilk, Highsmith. You know, there are a lot of contributing factors to that. It takes great coverage to do that as well. But when a guy like that breaks a record and is going to be cemented in, you know, the NFL forever, I've never seen someone break that record. So, you know, to see it happen with the Pittsburgh Steelers is special.
Kim, you've seen Ben do this a gazillion times over the last decade. When you stand on the sideline and you watch him, what is it about him?
You know, his toughness and his clutchness. And that dude just wants the ball back in his hands one more time. You know, when we don't trick it off as a defense and let the game get out of hand, 7's going to find a way. And, you know, it's not going to happen, you know, in the first quarter, but just give yourself a chance. Give your quarterback a chance. You know, they got moving parts over there, but they're starting to find a way to win.
Have you ever seen him nervous? You ever see him tight? You ever see him stressed?
Before the Cleveland game, he was a little bit nervous, and me and Derek didn't help along with that. You know, let him do the coin toss, but besides that, I've never seen him nervous.
Ben said that he felt calmer today because of all the emotion last week. Could you kind of sense that in him, that he was more even keeled and not thinking about this potentially being his last game?
I'm not in the headset, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what he was thinking. You know, I just know he made some really big plays for us at some really big times.
Yeah, we did overtime on the last game of the season to maybe get into the playoffs. Mike said there's some warts, but it's been a team that's overcome adversity. How do you feel like that can serve you going forward into the playoffs?
There's things we can clean up, but at the end of the day, it's about getting W's. You are judged on your W's. You know, they're not going to say how you got in, but you get a chance to get into the playoffs, you're in. We're going to be playing some quality opponents. There's going to be stuff we have to clean up, but I look forward to cleaning it up and not packing it up.
Yeah, you had your 10th sack in this game. You were obviously missing a lot of guys from your defensive line all season. Do you feel like, in a way, you're getting better?
Got to be. I got to be. If I'm not getting better, they're getting me out of here. So my job is to continue to get better. I challenge myself in the off season, and hopefully, you know, we punch our ticket into these playoffs. That's all I've been wanting.
All right, thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Chase, you turning into Debo Samuel with all the carries today?
Yeah, no, Coach Canada drew some stuff up for me. It was awesome. It was good to get those touches.
Why do you think those worked today?
So just something in the game plan, just how they gave us a look last game. I think Coach Canada saw opportunity.
Chase, you obviously had a pretty big role in what happened in the second half. How good did that feel? I mean, obviously not everything's gone right for you this year. How good did that feel?
Yeah, it's great, to bounce back and, kind of shut out the noise and, hush the criticism and stuff like that. So it's a good feeling.
Chase, you see, the offense struggles for most of the game, but you see your quarterback when it matters most do it. Again, he's done it all season, even after he struggled. What is it about him that you're able to do that?
Yeah, I think especially as the season, was coming to an end at the last couple regular season games, you realize how special he is because, when he walks on the field, doesn't matter, away game, home game, crowd goes crazy. And then to see him make some of those plays and passes is super awesome and very lucky to see that.
What does it say about this? What does it say about this team that you guys were able to overcome all the adversity that you overcame and you are here where you guys are right now?
Yeah, definitely. I think, we've had, like every team, we've had some bad luck with COVID and injuries at the wrong time and, slow starts and stuff like that. So I think it's, it gives us a lot of confidence and momentum going into the playoffs, knowing that we can, overcome those things.
Mike Tomlin.
You got it, yeah. He was, yeah.
What you see on that play? Were you the main target on that play, or was that?
No, actually, it was supposed to go to someone else, but they missed like the audible or whatever. So I was fortunate enough to fall into that touchdown.
Is that why you pitched a little bit on that? Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin, Cam Heyward, they talked about how even Ben stays, that he doesn't get stressed.
Mm-hmm.
As a younger guy, what does that do for you? When you're in the fourth quarter, you're down. When you're in overtime, you need to drive.
It's pretty contagious. There was a time, maybe like college, where my number would be called and I'd get like anxious, and, like excited and stuff like that. But I think there's a couple times my number got called and I was like more excited, not anxious, just like ready to make a play.
Chase, Ray made a few really big plays today. After Juju kind of got hurt, how have you seen him grow over the years as he steps into this bigger role?
Yeah, Juju has always been a super reliable receiver, and that's kind of what you have to be in that position. So Ray's taken over that role pretty well, and he's done a really good job. And after the touchdown catch, I told him it was all him because he had a big catch to lead up to that. So that's not possible without Ray.
Chase, you go back to Kansas City, likely didn't end very well there a couple weeks ago. Does that even matter to you guys?
Doesn't matter. Everyone's 0-0, so whatever happened, we use that as good film to watch, and we learn from it and move on.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Likely tomorrow, Zoom will be